Oh yeah.
I'm videotaping it. I see.
She's like, well, he's on Union Hill. Why is he only one? That's just it's like so sad.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you all for coming out. This is the 2018 Senior Day, our last home match of the year. We're hosting Bear Creek, so welcome Bear Creek. And more importantly, we are celebrating our three seniors, Maria, Amanda, and Anda. Today's kind of all about them and what they've contributed to the tennis program. So before we do kind of some individual toasts and celebrations, I want to just say a little bit about them as a group. These three young women have really embodied kind of what this team is all about. They have really modeled that idea of working incredibly hard and having a lot of fun at the exact same time. And the other word that comes to mind when I think about these three is they are all very authentic. They are all very much their own selves, and we really appreciate that about them. They bring different skill sets, different personalities to the team, and I think collectively, as a senior class, they've really set the tone for what we want the team to be about, and I think they've set a great model for our younger underclassmen as they come through the tennis program. And so I'm obviously very grateful for what they've done individually, but even more so, I'm grateful for them as a group. So let's give them a hand for that. We will toast them all in alphabetical order by last name. So that's how we're going. So Anda, come on over, Anda. Anda's a 4-year member of the tennis program, and she played JV her first year and played on the varsity team the last 3 years. The amount of improvement we've seen from Anda from her first day of freshman year through where she is now, I'm not sure I've ever seen anyone in a sport improve that much in a 4-year window. So if anyone's like new to a sport or trying something new, you might want to talk to Anda. She can really talk to you about what happens when you work really hard at something. The anecdote I wanted to share was on the first day of sophomore year at tryouts. Everyone kind of looked around because Anda had gone from being a very solid player on the JV team to like very squarely a top player at the varsity level. And it really showed kind of when you commit yourself to something how much you can grow and improve. The other anecdote I wanted to share that kind of embodies Anda is just the other day, I asked her to kind of be a player coach with Zoe, one of our freshmen who was playing up in the field house. And Anda went up, was very supportive. I walked up, I said, Anda, how's it going out there? She broke down the match point by point. She said, I'm gonna go talk to Zoe on this changeover and tell her how to work hard. She went out, she did it. Zoe's like, yeah, I got it, coach. And then Zoe went out and played great the next 3 games. And I just remember thinking, like, that's classic Anda. Like, she's so thoughtful, so mature, and then I think even more important, so supportive of her teammates. Really knows how to work with people, really knows how to bring out the best in her teammates. And I'm just very grateful that I had the chance to work with you on the course and in the classroom this year as well. So Anda's book, Anda wrote a really great research paper that dealt with a lot of like cultural identity questions and sort of how like individuals navigate like being parts of multiple worlds. And Zadie Smith's one of my favorite authors who deals with that, but in a different context. So I think you'll enjoy Zadie Smith White Teeth. So Anda, congratulations. Yeah, do you want to do? Okay. Yes.
Okay, Anda, first of all, I can't believe it's already your senior night. I remember when I first joined the team as a little freshman, you were a little sophomore. I'd been playing tennis for a little while before then, but coming onto the team, I had literally never seen anyone so excited to come and play tennis every single day as much as I saw you. And you've carried that for the last 3 years that I've been on the team with you, and you bring it to every singles doubles match, and you are the most supportive teammate I could have asked for. And I've absolutely loved playing doubles with you these last 2 years. And I know we still have a month, but but when you do leave, I'm gonna miss you so much, and our forehand volley combo and saying weird things like powwow. And yeah, I'm miss you a ton, and I'm super excited to see you play today.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. You're welcome. Okay, our next senior we're going to celebrate is Amanda Lynn. Come on forward. Amanda is a 4-year member of the tennis program. She jumped into the varsity lineup her freshman year and has been a staple as part of the varsity team really since day one of freshman year. You know, I think about kind of like team culture. Amanda is kind of the poster child for it. She can be really goofy and she can work really, really hard, oftentimes like all at the same time. And I think that's something that has I think helped her grow as a tennis player, but I know it's helped us as a team because like when we need a joke or something to lighten the mood, Amanda knows how to find that gear. And when we need to buckle down a little bit and work at something, she also has that gear. The anecdote that I think is really representative of Amanda, sophomore year actually, we had lost kind of a tough match at Forest Ridge, probably hadn't played our best team match that day. It was one of those days where a lot of things just kind of weren't clicking. And we were on the bus talking after the match, and I remember Amanda, we were kind of at the end, and she stepped up and she said, you know, I also think we have to put our phones away during matches. There were juniors and seniors on the team. There were a lot of upperclassmen. Amanda was not a captain at the time, but talk about being a leader by example and talk about having some courage to kind of step up and say something that really had a big impact. The team vibe from that point forward was great. I think people have a lot of respect when Amanda opens her mouth, and it's because she walks the walk in the same way that she talks the talk. And you know, I think Amanda is one of those people who's just as hungry to learn regardless of her accomplishments. You know, she's a state champion, but on the first day of the season, she's trying to figure out how to get better. And I have a lot of gratitude for all that you've done for this team. So your book, similar, you and Anda had similar topics on your research papers, so you guys should write about them. But Junpo here, one of my favorite authors, deals with a lot of, again, sort of living in multiple worlds, which you've written about before, and I think you will really enjoy it. So congratulations.
Okay. I have a paper. Ever since I was a little freshman joining the team, you have always made me feel welcome. There was a time when I didn't talk a whole lot. I know it's hard to think about, but it's true. Joining a group of girls that you don't know and being the youngest is hard, but having the right people beside you making you feel like part of it makes it all better. You, Amanda, are an inspiration for the kind of leader and person I want to be. You've always made me want to work harder and play better. Thanks to you, tennis has always been my favorite part of the school year. You've always been someone who's made my day a little bit brighter, and you're my favorite gnome, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish, and I'm going to miss you.
Okay, and we have Maria Rasinovich, our third senior. And it was hard when I was putting this together. So Maria's my advisee as well. I taught her in 10th grade. Like, we got our dog through Maria. So Maria's been very connected, like, through my life, through 4 years. So I have, like, many anecdotes, many stories. But, you know, I think the thing I would share about Maria is the growth she's had in terms of her development, not just as a tennis player, which has been very impressive, but as a person. And the maturity that she's demonstrated over her 4 years is very impressive. 4-year member of the team, of the varsity team. She played singles her first 2 years, had a good amount of success in singles, and then made the transfer to doubles and decided she would just win a state championship in her first year. Which obviously I think shows her willingness to try new things, to work with a new partner, to be outside of her comfort zone. The anecdote I'd share about Maria was actually in that state championship match last year. She and Amanda kind of had nothing to lose. They went out, played kind of with house money in the first set, playing great, relaxed. They won the first set, and they got a little nervous in that second set, tightened up, understandably, and lost that. And on the chain, Jeff and I in the conversation went out, and Maria just said, I know, we just need to relax and have fun and just enjoy this. And having known what Maria might have said her freshman year in that moment, and what she said there, I was I said, you've got it. I had so much confidence. I think that kind of captures the development she's had, and I was not the least bit surprised that she followed her own words, and she and Amanda had a lot of fun winning that final match. Maria is one of the most caring people I've met. She's a very selfless person. She is very team-oriented. I can't kind of think about the number of times where she's wondering about how a freshman is feeling as they're part of the team. And you've really kind of had that growth you've had. I think has been a really nice role model for the people who are coming up behind you. So congratulations, Maria. And your book, yes.
So big.
No reading quiz on this, but Maria's had a huge year in JSA as well, which I think we got some JSA people out here, so congratulations. They had some really amazing accomplishments.
Chapter of the year.
And this, yeah, exactly. This is I think the best mixture of politics and fiction that I've ever read. It's called All the King's Men by Robert Penn Warren. So I think you'll enjoy this in light of your interest in the political world. So congratulations.
So I joined the team last year, and when I think about Maria, I think about how she's a team mom. She's always just kind of been there for all of us, and I know that she finds this line between competitiveness and having fun, like what Nate was saying, which is really hard to find, I guess. And that's been so amazing to look up to. And I know that whenever I'm struggling on my ground strokes or my serve, that I can always be like, Maria, what am I doing? She's so detail oriented, and she knows what she's doing, and it's so amazing to see her confidence in JSA and on the court. It's definitely something I look up to.
Thank you all. Today's celebration of them, so stick around. You get to watch them play some tennis. Probably more exciting than hearing us speak. But if you want to do any photos, we can do those now, and then we'll get the match going in about 5 minutes. So if parents want to come out, we can get some photos and go from there.
For Owl's News.